Hello everyone, this is Kira, and I'm here with a new pick of the day, number 18. So again, I don't know why I keep telling you guys we're still in the interview arc. Like, we have not left it. It's the whole thing for the end. So I'll stop that, because I'm sure it's getting annoying having you guys hear me say it all the time. But the first picture has us back at Prickly Pines, and it's the last of the Ed little interview. And it's pretty funny. He says he needs to go claim his throne, and it's, I must go, my people need me. And I know this joke comes from The Simpsons, and I'm sure that's what everyone thought of. But I thought of Team 4 Star's Lord Slug video, the abridged version, where Goku says that, and it's just stuck in my head now. But it's hilarious that Ed says it, and he runs off, and we get the blur motion once more. So this more or less confirms that he will be staying up in the wilds, possibly at Mount Blackhead, or maybe they're going to position him somewhere else. They're just keeping the same storyline and moving him, which brings up an interesting question on whether or not a lot of the original characters are going to stay in their spots, or if they will or will not be moved around. I think the biggest questions for us, because we know Bubbles is still staying at City Hall, and it sounds like Ed's going to still stay where he's at. A character that we know that will be in the game from the original is Ben, and it's up in the air of where he's going to be, because he was by... Oh, hold on, I know this. He was by the hospital down at Offworld Plaza, so I don't know if they're going to keep him at the hospital or if they're going to just move him a few areas over. But that's neither here or there, not until we see an official Ben picture, because the only Ben we saw was back with that transmission loss, POTD, or pick of the day, or just pick. Why am I saying that? I'm an idiot. But we only saw him in what looked like the future. So that's the only known place we have for him, but where's he going to be back in the past? Oh, we haven't really seen a lot of future pictures in a while. I hope season 2 starts off with a picture of the future. Wouldn't that be so cool? Or what if it's like remember some of the commercials used to have Ben recruiting people, like talking about them? Oh, can they do that? That'd be so cool. All right, that's food for thought later. I'm sorry. Let's get back to this. But we're moving on, and since we're going through the wilds, we are now at Camp Kidney. We get to see the cabins again, which I love because the first one does have the Jelly Bean cabin again. And we get to see the first character confirmed from Camp Lazlo, Mr. Slinkman. And I am so happy. I loved Slinkman in the show because he was very genuine. He really loved the kids, and he cared about them, but he was under Scoutmaster Lumpus's but just he was under his command, and Slinkman was didn't really deal well with Lumpus. They were good friends, but you can tell there was a lot of hidden animosity. So a lot of issues were going there, but I'm happy Slinkman's the first one. His model looks good. I mean, of all of them, his model would be one of the hardest. Laszlo's hard too, just because of the way his smile is. I'm going to be so excited when Lazlo appears. He's going to be so much fun. But I'm happy for Slinkman. We see him talking to the interview crew because they called him, and he's got no time for an interview. He has no time to care about a fish. And actually, he mentions a blowfish, so he might know that blowfishes walk. But he's busy dealing with his campers missing. It's very possible it's Laszlo's camp friends, because Laszlo always goes on adventures. Someone mentioned maybe Edward and the Dung Beetle brothers. It's very possible. I could see Edward exploring out and searching, I guess, the ruins, for some treasure to rule or whatever, with the brothers following him, because that's what they do. But honestly, it's up in the air who I think it is. Whether it's Laszlo and Raj and Clam, who are probably, I don't know if they're going to be really involved in the war, like they understand it's a war. I feel they're going to be somewhere similar to Cheese. Like, the three weren't stupid. Raj is very smart. Clam is shown to be a genius. He just doesn't communicate it well. And Laszlo's not so much an idiot as much as he's just so carefree, it doesn't really faze him. But you do see situations where it does get to him. Like, he does start to understand issues. So I don't know if the three understand there's a war. I'm pretty sure, actually, Raj knows there's a war. And maybe Laszlo is trying to do something about it, and Raj is trying to stop him, and Clam's just going along because he's Clam, and he enjoys adventures. Makes you realize that they are sort of like the Ed boys, except a little different. I mean, Clam and Ed are similar, but Raj and Laszlo are sort of Eddie and Double D, just very different. But that's it for Camp Kidney, which I don't mind. We at least get to see an official Camp Laszlo character. It looked for a while that Lumpus was going to be the first character shown from the show, and I swear, do not even talk to me about the SpongeBob joke. I am going to ignore it forever. The prank was good, but hearing everyone continuously call the Lumpus Shadow SpongeBob just gets to me. Just gets to me a bit. So we move on, and we are now back in Nowhere, and we are at the SSGA. They're talking to Mr. White and Mr. Black, and in the background we see Courage sneaking into a cannon with the General following after because the General's trying to follow Courage. I want to know what Courage's story is behind the base. What is he doing? Why is he there? I know he's a very, I wouldn't say curious person or curious dog because he's not. He just does things because he's trying to protect Muriel. Sometimes Eustace, but really just Muriel. So that makes me wonder if this is the same situation, that he thinks they're a danger to his house, and so he's checking it out, or if someone is in contact with Courage. Because I'm pretty sure back in the original game, he was under the Double D missions. Like, once you got out to Nowhere, you talked to Courage because he was with Double D. So it's a wonder if either Double D or Dexter is talking to Courage and saying, okay, we'll keep an eye on them. I really doubt Providence is doing it because it's already been stated that Providence doesn't even recognize the SSGA, which makes a lot of sense considering White Knight's stance. I'm going to talk about factions later and what I would like to see out of all the factions intermingling. That'll be later. I may bring on some guests. That reminds me. I should do a channel update. I'll do one once the new year starts. I'll get a channel update going for you all so that you guys will be aware of what I'm going to do. So changes are on the way, so be on the lookout for that. And so the last picture for this video has Mr. Black, right? Pretty sure. I think that's how it went. But they show Mr. Black getting upset as he realizes in the previous picture they were talking about some genetically cool mutations and experiments, and he suddenly realized, oh, hold on, we can't say this to civilians. Like, he gets really upset. And his partner is like, wait, we're not? Why are you getting upset? So this will be fun. What are they doing? And I'm an idiot. This probably explains what Courage is doing. Can the Duck Brothers be there? Because I remember this whole storyline behind the Duck Brothers is that one of them was captured and was going to be turned into food. But could the Duck Brothers be here? And Courage is trying to help his friends? Please, 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 please. I think that'd be so much fun. And it would get the guys in there as a little cameo. I don't know. Wishful thinking. I know. I just thought of it, and it'd be cool. So we're continuing there. There is sort of a theme in a way. You'll see later on they kind of loop back because we're right now in Nowhere. So they started in the wilds, but that doesn't count because the interview didn't really start until City Hall. Then they went to City Point. Yeah, I was right. City Hall. I was right. I'm sorry. Then they went to City Point. Then they went up to Sector V, went through Berkeley Pines to Camp Kidney to Nowhere, and you will see where they go next in the next video, because that's all we have for the 5 videos today. So that'll be it for me. I'm going to catch you guys all on the forums, and have a Happy New Year.